Parliament debates amendments to Vietnamese nationality law.
Russia proposes new round of peace talks with Ukraine on June 2nd.
Netanyahu. Israel eliminates Hamas commander in Gaza.
Hello, so good to see you again in today's news. I'm Hoàng Yến, and here we go, the first step of the show. On May 29, as a part of ongoing ninth session, lawmakers gathered in the main hall to discuss the draft law amending and supplementing several provisions of the Vietnamese nationality law.
According to Minister of Justice Nguyen Hai Ninh, the draft law amending the Vietnamese nationality law includes changes aimed at facilitating citizenship for minors. The proposal would allow children to acquire Vietnamese nationality more easily if their parent or grandparent is a Vietnamese citizen. The draft also revises Clause 3, Article 19, permitting applicants with Vietnamese relatives to retain their foreign nationality, provided they meet two conditions and receive approval from the state president. Additionally, amendments to Clauses 2 and 3, Article 19, are designed to ease naturalization for foreign investors, scientists, and experts as part of efforts to attract high-quality talent to Vietnam.
Russian Foreign Minister Sergei Lavrov announced that Moscow has proposed a new round of direct peace talks with Ukraine set for June 2nd in Istanbul. During the talks, Russia is expected to present a draft peace memorandum.
Russia's foreign ministry confirmed that Foreign Minister Sergei Lavrov held a phone call with U.S. Secretary of State Marco Rubio, informing him that Moscow is preparing specific proposals for the upcoming direct talks with Ukraine in Istanbul on June 2nd. Lavrov stated that Russia has finalized a peace memorandum outlining its position on all core issues aimed at addressing the root causes of the conflict. In response, Ukraine said it is open to direct negotiations, but demanded that Moscow first send its peace terms for review. Kyiv also confirmed it has submitted its own set of proposals.
Meanwhile, on May 28th, Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu announced that the Israel Defense Forces had eliminated Muhammad Sinir, a Hamas commander in Gaza, and the younger brother of former Sinir leader Yahya Sinwar.
Earlier, Netanyahu stated that Muhammad Sinwar was likely killed in an Israeli airstrike targeting a hospital in southern Gaza in mid-May. He affirmed that the current military campaign is reaching a crucial turning point toward the complete defeat of Hamas. Netanyahu also said Israel is controlling food distribution in Gaza through a U.S.-backed aid coordination system. Hamas has yet to confirm Sinwar's death. On May 25th, Hamas agreed to a ceasefire proposal put forward by U.S. envoy Steve Witkoff, opening the door to a possible end to the war in Gaza. However, Israel rejected the proposed ceasefire.
Upcoming are some updated news.
The task force on intensifying the fight against smuggling, commercial fraud, and counterfeit goods has been established under the leadership of the chairman of Nghệ An Provincial People's Committee. The task force is responsible for directing, inspecting, and urging departments, localities, and relevant agencies to implement Prime Minister's Directive No. 65, which launches a high-profile campaign against smuggling, trade fraud, counterfeit goods, and intellectual property violations. The Market Management Department serves as the standing agency for the provincial task force in charge of combating smuggling, commercial fraud, counterfeit products, and intellectual property infringements.
At around 9 p.m. on May 28, a flash flood swept through Long Thang village in Handic Commune Kong district, inflicting serious damage to homes, property, roads, and crops. The disaster was triggered by prolonged heavy rains, which caused water levels in rivers and streams to rise rapidly. In anticipation of potential risks, local authorities and armed forces quickly mobilized to raise awareness and urge residents in high-risk areas to evacuate to safer ground. Floodwaters, carrying rocks and debris from the upper reaches of the Pung stream. Cut off several roads in the village, disrupting transportation and leaving many households with significant losses to homes and vehicles. Fortunately, thanks to proactive preparedness measures, no casualties were reported. By the morning of May 29, K Phong district officials had arrived at the site to offer support to affected residents, oversee damage assessments, and direct urgent recovery efforts aimed at helping the community stabilize and rebuild as quickly as possible.
General Secretary To Lum has called for ending the monopoly on gold bars, proposing that while the state maintains management, multiple qualified enterprises be licensed to produce gold bars. He also urged expanding controlled gold imports to boost supply, reduce the price gap with the global market, and curb cross-border smuggling. Additionally, the development of the gold jewelry market is encouraged to gradually make Vietnam a hub for high-quality craftsmanship and export. Ending the monopoly is seen as a long-term solution, supported by experts to foster healthy competition, diversify supply sources, and narrow the significant price gap between domestic and world gold markets.
Energy audits involve measuring, calculating, analyzing, and evaluating energy consumption, identifying savings potential, and proposing solutions to efficient and economical energy using. They are essential tools for sustainable business development. More in the story.
According to regulations, key energy-using facilities are required to conduct energy audits every 3 years. Other businesses are encouraged to carry out audits to reduce production costs.
Thanks to energy audits, our company has cut electricity use by 38.5% in beer production since 2017.
Industrial production accounts for over 50% of total energy consumption. By implementing energy-saving measures identified during audits, businesses can cut production costs by 5% to 20%. Despite the clear benefits, some companies remain indifferent to energy auditing.
It's vital to raise awareness and responsibility in energy use. This forms the foundation for the next steps in energy optimization. Enhancing the expertise of energy auditors and specialists helps businesses find cost-saving solutions.
Currently, energy security policies and regulations are being strengthened for greater enforcement. Efficient energy use is no longer optional. It's a mandatory responsibility, requiring more active engagement from both enterprises and regulatory agencies.
The last story to end our show today. Thank you so much for your attention. Goodbye and see you later.